So, dude, I appreciate you coming on and trying to help the Floxy community.
Yeah, I just want to help. This experience is just towards others, and I really do feel for them. It's a very, very hard time to have to go through. So any help I can give, I'm here for that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, maybe just start off with like what happened. I know, like, you've gone through some health journeys and some spiritual journeys, and wherever the conversation goes, like I'm 100% fine with whatever you want to say, whatever you don't want to say. Like, I'm just an open book. It's just like two people talking and just trying to move the needle on helping people and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So I got Floxed in March. March 4th was when I was prescribed Cipro for a suspected UTI.
Yeah.
They didn't have a culture that was positive. The doctor decided to give it to me anyway. It was at a Minute Clinic, which usually those places are a lot more willing to just hand out antibiotics like they're candy. But anyways, so I took the Cipro, and I think I took 6 pills. Took it for 3 days. I took twice a day. And in about a week after that, they put me on doxycycline. And as I was on the doxycycline, I remember I was at work. I was a fire inspector before all this happened. And I was just sitting there, and I just felt like this shocking and this burning that was in like my legs. And it started in my legs, and then it slowly started to move up into my body. And it just, my whole body was like on shocking, on fire, tingling, burning, skin crawling, anxious. My heart was beating out of my chest. And I told my partner, I'm like, look, man, I don't know what's going on, but I think I need to go home. So on the way home, I had to pull over, and I had to just do some deep breathing because I was just panicking. I didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, Dr. Google, I looked online for my symptoms, and first thing that popped up was fluoroquinolone toxicity and permanent nerve damage. Oh. And that instantly started making me freak out because I was reading all these horror stories, which I'm sure everyone who's been floxed has done. It isn't a good idea, but yeah, I had that happen, and it went from all the symptoms I just said. It just got even worse and worse. I couldn't sleep. I'd wake up in the middle of the night with bugs. It felt like bugs were crawling all over my face.
You were saying like you had like ants crawling over your body?
Yeah, it felt like I had bugs crawling on my skin. I'd wake up in the middle of the night with like the feeling of bugs crawling all over my face. Mm-hmm. It was very hard to sleep. In the beginning stages, I was having a lot of hard times walking. And like I would get up, and all of my knees, my feet, like every joint was just popping in my body. My Achilles were very sore. Behind my knees were sore. My elbow tendons were sore. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight, and I got really depressed. And yeah, man, I was pretty much disabled for almost 6 months.
Dude, so. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So like you had a hard time even getting out of bed, Mitch, and like doing functions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Like just describe to the Floxies, because I mean this is a common symptom, right? I mean Achilles tendon pain all over. Yeah. Like was it like in your elbows? It was in your Achilles? Was it just like global like pain? You couldn't move your elbow. You couldn't move things, or you were afraid to like put pressure on your joints because you might snap a tendon or something?
Yes. Yes, it was mainly the pain was the worst in my Achilles tendon, which is really common. I did have the soreness behind my knees as well and my elbows. And yeah, I was scared to just walk at the time because, I heard that even just taking the trash out could rip a bicep tendon or you know what I mean? Like just walking could tear something. So I was trying to be careful, but I was also in pain. And yeah, just that whole experience just, it uprooted my entire life.
Yeah, I'm sure. So besides the pain, did you have any like GI issues at all, or any kind of thing like that?
Surprisingly, through all of this, I didn't have a whole lot of GI issues.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one thing that kind of stayed the same, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really eat a lot of bad food. Before all this happened, I was already on probiotics, and I had dealt with stomach issues in the past, so I kind of healed my stomach, thank God,
Yeah.
before this happened. That might be why I'm starting to feel better sooner. I'm not sure exactly. I'm on a lot of other supplements as well that we have worked together to basically put in place. But yeah, my stomach wasn't a huge issue.
Yeah.
It was mainly the neuropathy and the neurologic symptoms of anxiety, panic, depression. I also had a lot of eye floaters, which I still do a little bit, but not at all like I used to.
Those are better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of things, you know, when people talk about anxiety, depression, like you just felt like your heart was going to jump out of your chest, didn't you, Mitch?
Yeah, it's that constant fight or flight response. I'm sure it's hard on the adrenals, and you just have a lot of cortisol in your system, and yeah, you're constantly, like, even my breathing wasn't good. I would constantly be yawning all day, constantly having that air hunger, like I had to catch a deep breath.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so now that's a lot of that's better.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So when this is going on, how did this affect your sleep? Were you able to sleep, or were you not sleeping, or how was the sleep going?
So I had two really bad instances of sleep. When it first all happened, I was having a hard time sleeping. That lasted for a couple months, and then I kind of had a time where I was able to get some sleep, and then I had a second flare up that came out of nowhere around 6 months, and that really affected my sleep. Like, that was where my sleep was the worst. And it's funny, like, a lot of floxes I've spoken to have said that 6 months, you don't really know how bad it is until 6 months, because for some reason it just seems like it hits again, you know, it just comes back with a vengeance, and it definitely did for me. Luckily, that only lasted for I think about a month, and or maybe not even a full month, and you know, it kind of subsided, and now I'm better. So it's like the healing was going, and then I took a step back, and now I'm going even better now. So it's just, that's the process of healing, you know. It's not a straight line.
Yeah, that's for sure. And so we've been working together for, I don't know, 2 months, Mitch, about?
Yeah, around 2 months.
2 months. And then we did some testing that you didn't have done. We did, well, maybe you want to just describe what we did with the testing?
Yeah, we did, first we did your blood panel, where we tested for various things. I know iron was one of them. My iron was high, pretty high.
Did you give blood?
We found that. Yes.
Okay.
I gave blood.
Okay. Yeah.
We also found that, we found that my vitamin D was very deficient, and those two things were very crucial, I think, to me healing. I'm on 5,000 IU a day vitamin D, and that's something that I'll probably be on for the rest of my life. It was funny, after we talked about it, I watched a podcast with Joe Rogan, and he was sitting there talking about vitamin D, taking it every day, even to fight the virus that's going on. Like, just having that vitamin D in your system gives you an advantage for your immune system, like, totally. So yeah, vitamin D is crucial, and if you're deficient in that, that could be a big reason why your body's not, you know, fighting whatever's going on inside. You know, the fluoroquinolones. I mean, it's just not getting rid of whatever's in your body. So a lot of the times, floxes are toxic in some way.
Yeah.
Which I was. We also found that I had the mold issue through the organic acids test.
Yeah.
And I used to do construction, and I was around mold a lot. So, you know, when you said it was possible I had mold, I thought, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have mold. Yeah. And I didn't. So now I'm taking the binders for it, and I'm also taking the Lorcidin for that to help just kind of purge out and bind out whatever's, you know, still toxic in my system. So.
Yeah, you know, I think that's been a critical test, you know, with the organic acid test and the mold test. I mean, that's like dude, I can't tell you like how many people have come back high with mold. And at the end of the day, if you're out there and you're Floxed and you haven't been checked for mold, like that's like, at this point, like everyone that comes to me needs to have a mold test, because if you have mold, you might be able to get to a certain level by addressing all these different things. But if you have mold, you're not going to take it to the next level, just because the mold is nasty, man. Like that stuff, you know, back in the day, you remember seeing the Petri dishes of penicillin, right? Like the discovery of penicillin, and then you'd see this Petri dish in school, and then everything around it, the bacteria was dead, right? So then what really like was like an aha moment for me, like if this is in your gut and the mold stays in your gut, like that's killing all your bacteria in your gut. Like this stuff is penicillin. I mean, it kills your gut, your good guys in your GI system, and that can cause you to be toxic.
Yeah, in my case, that's what was going on. So finding that out, that information was crucial in my healing process.
Yeah, for sure. So just tell the Floxy community there, Mitch, like what's happened now. We just were on the phone yesterday, and just tell them like where you're at in your recovery, especially like this Achilles tendon pain. Just give the ideas, the audience, like how much better you actually are.
Yeah, so like I said, I was having a hard time walking and lifting and doing anything that you know would require my body to be strong at all. And I had a hard time doing anything like that. And the funny thing is, like I think it was 2 weeks ago, my men's group, my Christian men's group, we did a move for this family. And I was like, hey guys, you know, I'm probably not going to be able to do a lot. I'll come, I'll lift the light stuff. But it turns out I'm sitting there carrying a sofa downstairs. And they're all looking at me because they know my story. They're like, dude, what is going on right now? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm going to go with it. So I was pretty much bringing them up, making everybody work harder, because I was doing something that I never thought I'd be able to do this early in my floxing. It's crazy. So I was able to do that. I went for a run the other day, and, you know, I'm fine now. You know,
yeah. Dude, I'm getting goosebumps, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like this is the stuff like, you know, you get on the phone with someone and you got complex cases, and then, you know, you get success. I mean, it's just like, you know, like all the studying over, you know, I'm 47 years old at this recording. I mean, I've been studying material since I've been 20. Like my journey actually started when I was 13. I lost 80 pounds of weight. So that's kind of like where my revolution actually started. So I've been studying material health for, well, I mean, I'm 47, so 35 plus years. When you get on the phone with someone or you do a Zoom call, and, you know, it's just awesome, dude. Like, I'm so happy for you, Mitch. And like, you contacted me. Somehow you must have found me through YouTube or Facebook groups or something like that. How did you actually come across me?
I found you through Facebook, through the, I think it was the Floxed group. I think that's how I found you. Yeah, that's how I found you. And I'm so glad I did. I really am.
Cool. Nice. Well, there's this.
Yeah,
go ahead.
When it comes to the other things, like, yeah, so there's no pain. I don't deal with any pain anymore. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
The other stuff is the neuropathy, and that's a lot better. I mean, I really don't notice it a lot. Like, I still have a little bit of like muscle twitching, but it's not at all what it used to be. And it's just getting better and better and better. And this whole experience has been very spiritual. Like I told you before all this happened, I was an atheist, and now I'm you know, I'm a member at a church. I serve at the church. I'm a part of a men's group, and I'm making a film now with the church. And it's just like, wow, like my whole life has changed, and I will always look back at my floxing like it was a blessing. I know that might seem crazy when you're really in the thick of it, but once you get through this, it will have changed your life. And just don't dwell on how hard it is now. Think about how it's going to get better, because it will get better.
Yeah. You know, that's the key thing is, you know, I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe like the spirit, you know, like the power that made the body heals the body. You know, if you look at, you cut your finger, like, you know, what's healing your finger? Some higher power, man, is like healing the finger, right? So it's like, it's that power that we're working with, that spirit. And I think, you know, like when patients come to me, and I'm seeing people all over the world at this point, is like, I'm just not looking at them as like, okay, this guy or gal's floxed. It's like, okay, they're floxed, but then they're a human being. They're a spiritual power in there. So what can we do to figure out to unleash the spiritual healing power within the body, to heal the body? And, you know, that's why the investigation, these labs and all these different things will find weaknesses in the body. You start to correct these things. And then if someone really has a spiritual like foundation or some kind of spirituality, I think that even furthers the healing. And I think just with your story, like, dude, you're an atheist, right? And now you're like, you know, like you like realize like there's a spiritual world or realm out there. Like that's just a huge like that's just like a huge like life-changing thing right there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it has 100% changed my entire outlook on life. I used to be a more negative, like glass half empty kind of guy. And now I'm positive, and even my friends just say, I'm like, even though I was floxed and even when I was in the thick of it, my spirituality kept me positive. And your mindset through this time is crucial.
Yeah.
To get through it.
Yeah, well, dude, I want to let you know you look really good. I mean, you look healthy. You know, I wish I had your set of hair. You got a full set of hair. Doesn't look like you lost one set of hair in the whole process. But you look good. You're smiling good. Your complexion looks good. So I just want to acknowledge that. So, in closing here, Mitch, do you have any words to wisdom to the Floxy community? Because you'll be out there. I mean, you're gonna be on YouTube, dude. Like you'll be on my station here today or tomorrow, and people are gonna be watching your video and any last words you want to say to them?
Well, I just want to say, number one, don't dwell on the horror stories. Don't dwell on the people that don't get healed, because I did that for a little while, and it's not good for your healing process. You know, if you want to read the healed stories, you can do that. That's good. I mean, if you want to talk to me, I'll talk to anybody. I'll give anyone words of advice because I've been through it, and you know, we're all in this together. So I have a little YouTube channel. I don't really, I don't post that often. I really just made it so I could give some help to people that might be dealing with all the different health crusades that I have been through. My YouTube is Health Crusader, and I'll probably post an update video here soon, just on everything regarding my health. And yeah, if anyone wants to talk to me, just anytime.
So here's what I'll do, because I think there's going to be interest in this. What would probably work best if I put a link in the description, because this is going on YouTube, a link of the description of your channel in the description, so then people can go to your channel, they can subscribe, and then they could, you know, comment on one of your videos, and then if they wanted to talk to you or whatever your comfort zone is with that.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine with me. Thank you for that. Yeah,
cool. All right, man. Well, this has been awesome. I appreciate you getting on and helping the community. And nice job, Mitch. Like this has been a great interview, and I'm happy for you, dude. You look great, and you're a young dude. How old are you? 24?
24, yeah.
24. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so you got your whole life ahead of you now, and you're recovering, and just with the knowledge, in my opinion, what I've seen when Floxies take off and have a realization, a spiritual realization, or change their health. I mean, dude, you got another 50 years of like health and vitality and spirituality and doing the things that you want to do. Now, since you're on the mend and you have the tools that can recover you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This was, like I said, a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Cool, Mitch. Well, thanks for the getting on here and helping the community. And I think we're scheduled like in 6 or 8 weeks or something like that, right?
Yep. Follow up in 6 to 8 weeks.
All right. Ciao. Take care, man. God bless.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
God bless you.